What's up, guys? This is EJ Holland with the Wolverine.com, and Michigan has scored a huge win on the recruiting trail. The Wolverines just landed their sixth commitment in the 2026 recruiting cycle. Before we dive into that, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, get notifications every time breaking news drops. Obviously, this is a big commitment, so if you weren't signed up to get the alert as soon as it dropped, make sure to subscribe and get those alerts for free. Like this video, it helps us get in front of other Michigan fans. And also, make sure to subscribe to the Wolverine.com. If you want the inside scoop, you knew a commitment was on the way over at the Wolverine.com. Use the promo code UM1. That's $1 for 2 months over at the Wolverine.com. Get exclusive insider recruiting information, team information, basketball transfer portal, and so much more. Plus, we have a great message board community. So again, use the promo code UM1. That's $1 for 2 months. All right, guys. So like I said, Michigan scored one of its biggest wins of the recruiting cycle, or the biggest win of the recruiting cycle so far. And that is 2026 tight end Matt Ludwig, ranked as a top 100 prospect by On3. Now, Ludwig is kind of like a Colston Loveland in the sense that he's hidden way out in the state of Montana, out in Big Sky country. But he was a guy that Michigan evaluated last spring, put an offer on the table in April, and made him, again, one of its top overall priorities this cycle. There aren't many other recruits that Michigan was as high on overall than Matt Ludwig. So even though he's way out there in Montana, they see him as that kind of next Colston Loveland type of guy. And he definitely fits the profile. You look at him, he's 6'4.5", 240 pounds, really great frame, built well in both his upper and lower halves, very productive, dominant against lower level competition, but also just a great athlete, three-sport athlete, runs track, is a star on the basketball court, and obviously, one of the best tight end recruits in the country. And when you look at his track times, they're extremely impressive. This is a guy who ran an 11.2 100 meter. And when you look at what Michigan has recruited at the wide receiver position, they haven't had many guys that have ran below an 11.2. So when you look at Ludwig, he's faster than a lot of wide receivers that Michigan has signed over the last several cycles. I mean, when you look at track times for guys like Samaj Morgan or Fred Moore or Jalen Pyle, I mean, Ludwig has better times than all of them. And that's extremely impressive and also scary when it comes to Ludwig being able to be a mismatch nightmare. And you see the film here, he can just go up and get it. He can outrun defensive backs. He can line up as a de facto wide receiver. Even getting him out on those wheel routes is extremely dangerous, creating mismatches. So again, very Colston Loveland-esque from the standpoint of, he's big, he's athletic, he's a terrific pass catcher, he's versatile, he's asked to do a lot of different things for his high school team, kind of like Colston Loveland was. When I went out to see Loveland play in Idaho, this guy played defensive end, running back, tight end, wildcat quarterback, and Ludwig does a little bit of everything as well. Again, not playing against the best competition, but you have to look at him just as a recruit and kind of rule out the competition. A lot of people missed out on Colston Loveland because they were so focused on, this guy's playing a bunch of nobodies out in Idaho, and they didn't really look at the recruit and what he could become. And when you look at Matt Ludwig just as a recruit, the testing numbers, the size, the production, the athletic ability, even the polish. I mean, he's not getting elite training out in Montana, but he runs routes extremely well. He's a pretty decent blocker, just a big, strong kid, and, just consistent playmaker. So a lot to love about Matt Ludwig as a player. In terms of how this recruitment happened, it was interesting because, again, Michigan's always been a top contender in this recruitment, but our national analyst, Steve Wilfong, actually put in an early prediction for Nebraska. And last year, it seemed like Nebraska had a little bit of that early momentum, but things really started to change in the winter. Wilfong flipped his pick from Nebraska to Michigan. I joined him putting in a Michigan prediction as well. Michigan just always made him feel like that priority. They also made him feel at home. He made several visits to Michigan, and the staff made several visits to Montana as well. Obviously, in recent weeks, Michigan had a self-imposed contact ban where they couldn't reach out to recruits or go visit them during the spring contact period. The first day they were allowed to get out on the road, Steve Casula was on a plane to Montana, met with Matt Ludwig, and was able to seal the deal. So I know Casula caught a little bit of flack last cycle. Obviously, Michigan lost out on Andrew Olesh at the very end. He was committed to Michigan, ended up signing with Penn State. And so it was crucial for Casula to really fill that void this cycle. The pressure was on Casula to land a big fish at the tight end position. And he went out to Montana. You can see the photo here. A pretty cool photo with the mountains in the backdrop. But Casula went out there and sealed the deal. I mean, you have to remember, Ludwig was scheduled to make official visits to Tennessee, to Georgia, to Texas A&M. Notre Dame was involved, Texas Tech, and Ludwig canceled all of those. He had a great meeting with Casula. He committed basically on the spot during this visit. That's why you saw the Sharon Moore eyeball tweet last night. And obviously it just announced his commitment to the Wolverines. I do not believe he will make any of those official visits. He's set to be on campus at Michigan for Victor's Weekend on June 20th. I think he'll stay solid throughout the cycle. And again, big win for Michigan. I know he was considered a lean, so you don't have maybe that surprise element. But again, this was one of the more important recruits of the cycle, not just because he was a high priority for Michigan on the board, but because of what happened with Andrew Olesh last cycle. This was, again, a crucial cycle for Steve Casula, and he delivered for you Michigan fans. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and transition out of here. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Again, get notifications every time we drop new videos, and also subscribe to the Wolverine.com. Use that promo code UM1. That's $1 for 2 months over at the Wolverine.com. Now is the perfect time to subscribe. We have a lot of intel going into official visits. The Wolverines are back out on the recruiting trail, contacting prospects. So it should be a busy summer, some really stacked weekends. So again, tune in over at the Wolverine.com, and we will be back with our regular live shows starting next week as well. So see you all then.